What's up, PB Cashewville? Today we're going to be talking about
Board game. What's up, PB Cashewville? It's your boy Cashew, and right beside me is your boy
PB. What's up, guys? How are you doing today?
How are you doing? Is my question, PB.
I'm doing good. I had some really odd situations with a package of peanuts yesterday. Gave me some really bad indigestion, so that's why I'm a little groggy today, guys. So do apologize if I'm like, ugh, because it kept me up all night for some reason. I know that sounds really gross, but it happens.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm excited for today.
I am as well, because we felt a little nostalgic with this week's episode and figured that it would be good for us to take a look at what our really favorite board games were from being a kid.
Yeah, we were going to do something else, but plans changed.
Yeah, it had something to do with the NBA playoffs involving several other fans of ours and good friends of ours. But we understood because there were plans that came through, and we'll try to get that done at another time.
Well, since we're talking about it, how do you like the playoffs so far?
I am enjoying it. I really like how the Suns are playing. I hope that the Hawks do not make it. And to my understanding, you're actually going to the Nets game today, aren't you?
Yes, we're going to be watching Brooklyn Nets versus Boston Celtics.
Nice.
Game 3 is going to be awesome.
Game 3, I really hope that Kyrie, I love Kyrie and I like how he's playing, but I think it's going to be a good game for you guys tonight. I also like how Golden State's doing well. But I also like how the fact that the Pelicans are always making it a pretty decent fight.
And the Pelicans are actually doing good against the Suns, and the Nuggets and Warriors, it was pretty good, but the Warriors are nasty right now.
The one thing I really liked about how the playoffs feel right now is that they feels like very much like a college basketball, because most of the players are young. A lot of ones are like hungry, so it has that feel almost of like a Final Four kind of feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does.
So I am looking forward to it. It's actually one of the things that keeps me up at night because they show you 3 or 4 games every single day. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh, on the same topic of sports, you know what I actually went to last week?
Where?
I went to the Danbury Hat-Tricks game. Whoa. Listen, it is good hockey. And what's awesome, too, is that the Danbury Hat-Tricks, they are in the semifinals now against Columbus, Georgia, but not Columbus, Ohio. But they're down 1 game, and it's only a 3-game series, so they need to win at least one of the away games, and so they can clinch it.
Oh, okay.
It's fun stuff. I was very surprised. It was for a sporting event for $15 at the Danbury Ice Arena. It was really good.
Yep. All right, now let's go to our topic, board games.
Board games. So, what's so cool about board games is that they have been a bit of a fixture throughout all of history. I've heard that a game like chess has been found in Egyptian tombs. It's like the game of chess itself also is something that is a very major element in terms of history. So we figured that the significance of board games is something that maybe would be cool to discuss. So we thought about it, and we thought about what are some of the games that we really enjoyed and some of our memories about it.
There's a lot of games, I'm thinking about. There's some games that I have here that I didn't mention.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to start off with one game.
What?
And you have it, Monopoly.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. If you're Hispanic, maybe even if you're Filipinos, if you're playing Monopoly and you take it serious, you're going to have so much arguments.
Actually, I don't think that it shows in terms of Monopoly being taken so seriously. That is a global thing.
It is.
You could give Monopoly to some obscure tribe in the rainforest, and they would probably
get mad at each other. You stole my money. You stole my land, basically. And that's basically what Monopoly is. It's just like a headache. It's fun, but there's always arguments always arguments. Someone be like, "Oh, you're cheating," or "You stole my money. Why would you do that?"
For fun, we should actually try that. Just get all of our PB and Cashew fans and such. Let's just sit down and play a game of Monopoly. Set a time limit for it, 'cause you know how those can last for hours. Right?
Yeah.
Like play for just 1 hour, and then we can record it and see how it's like the real world, being like, oh, I just can't stand this guy and everything like that. He's got to do this and that. But yeah, it has caused a lot of problems.
Another game that I don't have in my list,
your list
is Guess Who, which I liked a lot. We have to guess who it is. Basically, do they have a yellow shirt? No.
Mm-hmm.
And
do they wear glasses? And
no, you have to push it down.
It's a process of elimination. Yeah, I like Guess Who also. We had Guess Who when I was in fourth grade, and I never understood at first like what was the concept of it. But it's you ask questions between like it's yes and no questions, right?
Yeah. Oh, we also forgot. It's also card games with it too. So
yeah,
it's board game and card game.
So included in our list, in Matthew's list, is,
I have. So here's my list. I'm gonna just pull out the bat. One list is Clue, Apples to Apples, Sorry, Trouble, Checkers, Uno, Goldfish, Liar, Hungry Hippos, and Jenga. Another game I forgot to mention that gets you going is Uno. Uno gets you going.
Uno, oh goodness.
Uno gets you going. When I mean gets you going, there'll be times where you're like, Uno, like when you had that one card and that person said Uno, you're like, I didn't even say it. Let me put it down first. And they're like, no, you pick up 2 cards.
Yeah,
pick up 3 cards.
I think Uno is the monopoly of card games.
I feel like my frustration in Uno is when you have friends that keep all the plus twos and plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you're like about to win. They're like, draw 2, draw 2, draw 2, draw 2, draw 4, draw 2, and then I'm going, oh yeah, you want to play that? Well, you draw. The other person has to draw 2. My bad, that wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I think in each of these games that we played, there's always that person, and when I'm saying that person, you know who I'm talking about, and probably you might have been that particular person because you're like the person who either has all the hotels, or is the person who decides. In Risk is one of my favorite ones. The one who has like most of the troops, or the one that just gets so lucky with their rolls in Risk. And I'll discuss that in when we discuss Risk in a second. So my list, I didn't get a chance to finish mine, but these are what I have so far. I have Risk, Monopoly, Chess, Taboo, Connect 4, Pictionary, Mousetrap, which I don't think everybody knows, and it's underrated. Battleship, Stratego is another one, and the other card game that I also really liked was Spades. I forgot how to play Spades, but there's so many days when Mom and I would play Spades, and it was.
You know what's so I gotta mention Liar. If people are like wondering what is Liar.
Yeah.
So basically, for us Christians, we say liars, but in the real world, it's another word I can't really say.
We can't really say
because
it's a family show.
But it's just, and you know what I'm talking about. It's like you put a card down and say, I have 2 1s. Liar! Basically,
right.
It's a fun game. And that game is also another one that could get you going too.
You can also use Uno cards to play it, right? I think we've used...
You might. I think it's
Uno
more.
Cards
you have
before.
to use more of real cards, you know? Goldfish is another one that... Goldfish don't really get you that hyped up like how Uno would.
Yeah, I think Go Fish is a watered down version of like Liar or Uno.
Probably, yeah. You know what game I am actually pretty decent at? Checkers. I love checkers.
No, you're not.
Didn't I beat you in checkers before?
Once.
And I actually got you good?
You got me good because I was playing stupidly.
No, now he's making excuses, everybody.
Chess. Matthew beat me. Once.
It was
an actual good win because I was also really hungry. But then once I actually had a slice of pizza, I demolished Matthew.
Not really. I still actually did pretty good against you.
He held off. That's the one person I still have not played a full round of chess with is Zach. We've had many epic matches, but never got a chance to play again. So yeah, Zach, next time that you see me, let's play some chess, man.
You know, another game that's pretty fun is Jenga. Jenga is another game that's so competitive and has me dying because you don't want to knock down. You literally don't want to knock down that building. You're like, I don't want to knock it down. I don't want to lose.
I remember we actually played a modified version of Jenga at the last teen activity, where you get a certain amount of blocks, you build a fort, and then you have to use a Jenga block and throw it at the other person. And how many blocks you knock off, you use that to build the base, and the person who has like the biggest base at the end of the game wins. I don't know how we came up with that thing. Cool inventions of games have always arose from many of our adventures here. So
Love Trouble. Trouble's a fun one. You know, it's a middle hit it, boom. Sorry's another good one.
yeah, sorry's trouble with dice, right?
Trouble is the one where you have, I think it's green, yellow, blue, and red.
Yeah, and you pop
And
the
you
thing,
pop the thing. There's four. You have four things. You pop it. You have to have all four. What's it?
and then you go each through each thing, and then if you
Because
land on
sorry-
the person, that person has to go back to the start, right? Isn't that how you play?
I thought that
Trouble?
was sorry.
No, sorry is the one where it's the
Sorry-
same concept.
Sorry's like the same concept, but the thing is,
There-
Trouble has those spikes up. We have to put the
little piece in. Yeah, it's little
Go to your home and put the little piece in there.
right. But then trouble is, sorry is an actual board game, and if you're on the slide,
Trouble's a board game too.
yeah, it is. But it's got like it's a specific kind of board game. But with sorry, I remember it's a flat surface.
Yeah, flat surface.
And then there's these places there where like you can use
You
the
can go to
slide
jail,
and you knock the person back to the start.
Yeah, you can. You can go to
Yeah.
jail. You can, if you have the sorry card, you tell them, okay, I want to put on that
Yeah,
person.
exactly. Right.
Sorry's a fun game.
But another one of those.
It could get you another one that could get you like
Okay, how about
apples to apples. Here's a crazy fact about apples to apples. It's fun when you're trying to be unexpected, but when you're not, and you just want to be that. Oh, let me be specific. It's just like, eh. And I know that for experience because it's just like, I don't know. I like to be the one that's like, I don't like to be specific. I like to be more like the crazy one. And say, oh, this is your, and then people are like, what? How did I win?
being a wild card in apples to apples is, I think, the best way, because everybody always has these preconceptions about who you are, and so because they have that, you can use that to your particular advantage.
And then Hungry Hippos, I played that. I haven't played that in a while, but I used to play that when I was a little kid.
Okay, Hungry Hippos. How many of you out there in YouTube and podcast land have ever seen a live version of Hungry Hippos? Do you know how to play it? Have you seen how to play it?
I think I've seen it, but I never played it.
Okay, here's how you take 4 skateboards, and it takes 2 people. One person holds like a laundry basket, and then the other person is like the pushes and the person on the skateboard by their feet, and then the other person has to scoop up as many. I think it was ping pong balls or it was regular dodgeballs, and then bring it back. It's insane. I think I saw it played at either the Summit or Omni Night. I forget, but it was live action Hungry Hippos, and try it. I think it should be pretty cool to do.
You have Connect Four, which I actually do like Connect Four.
Oh, I love
4 is
Connect.
actually really fun.
Connect Four is tic tac toe, but advanced tic tac toe.
So, what is one of your favorite memories
Oh.
for like these board games? or
Oh
card
goodness, any game of Risk, because Risk has been a game that I've played everywhere that I've lived. I've played Risk at when I went to Manhattanville. Played Risk on the weekends at Hyles Anderson College, and we even played Risk during Omni Night. It was funny when Zach, myself, and a few other people, we actually had Risk on our phones.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And then we were playing Risk, and then Pastor was taking a picture. Goes, "There's a bunch of our teenagers, and their youth and their leaders trying to take over the world." But Risk is another one of those ones where it can get.
It was hard. I remember trying to beat you guys, and I was just trashing it. I'm just like, bro, this is hard.
In terms of Risk, though, you can the thing that stinks is the person that always, because it's all the matter of the roll of the dice.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you'll get that guy that just rolls high every single time, and it's like you have all of these troops, and it's one person, and he like takes out half of your troops. It's so crazy. But yeah, Risk is one of my favorite. I actually had, and Danny and Phil, my cousins, we settled a uh, a dispute about headphones by playing Risk.
Oh.
So I said, all right, we're gonna play head to head Risk, and whoever is leading in 30 minutes, you have to. And so it's like blitz Risk. It's like I'm going to move here, move there, roll, and then eventually I think Phil won. But again, Risk was one of my favorite ones. Monopoly can get.
I can't play Monopoly with my family.
I don't think you can play Monopoly with anyone. It's a dangerous game. But Taboo is another one that's very, very competitive. Like when we get together at our house or wherever, Taboo, there's like no family in Taboo. Like you use every single advantage that you can. So if like you have someone on your team that you have a pretty cool connection with, it's like you use every single thing because you don't want the other team to win. But I think in general, my best memories about these games is the fact that you can never play them by yourself. It's kind of sad playing Monopoly or Risk by yourself.
It's not easy. I think my favorite memories, like I said, most of these games when I play, like for example, when you play like, if I play Monopoly with my family, you can't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
Uno, another thing is hard to play because we always argue.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're cheating. No,
No,
this,
just
no that.
cards.
No this,
It's
but
like-
it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
It's
that family competitiveness.
Yeah, I think-
if that makes any sense.
And that sense of competitiveness is also what makes all of these board games very very enjoyable. You had mentioned Clue. What did you find so cool about Clue?
I think it's cool because, like, if I'm not mistaken, Clue is like you have to figure out who did what. You
With
have to find the
weapon,
you have
who
to
did
figure
it, and then also
I think
where they killed
where
the
they
person.
killed the person. And I think it's just interesting because it makes you feel like you're like a detective, if you want to be honest.
The thing is, Clue can sometimes take a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You ever played Murder Souls?
Murder?
Murder Souls?
Mm-mm.
I think it's called Murder Souls. It's like a Xbox 360 game, PlayStation 3 game.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Xbox One.
Oh no! Yeah.
Where you die, and
Yeah.
you're actually a detective, so you have to figure out how you died.
I think I've heard of that one.
And
yeah.
so like I played that game. It's pretty. That's like it kind of reminds me of that. Like you have to figure out who killed you, how you died at that specific
Right.
time. And Murder Souls was actually pretty interesting, because like you could be since you're a ghost, you could go through walls. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's kind of like Clue, but you're not dead. You're just trying to
You're-
figure out.
yeah, you're
a
already a
detective.
dead person,
You're
like,
like
but-
a detective, basically trying to figure it out who
Yeah.
did it or what.
Right. I think it had stuff to do with like cards too, because I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think there was
You had
cards.
to use
and
cards.
I think there's like, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember because it's been a long time, but you have a couple people that are in there, like a butler or a maid or something
Yeah,
like that.
but they all had colors for names like Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum,
Something
Miss
like
Scarlet, Mrs. White. It's like it's Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the observatory or conservatory. That's usually one of the memes when it comes to Clue. And here's the thing: it's called Cluedo in European countries.
Oh.
I don't know where the dough comes from. It's like so any. Oh yeah, Frankfurt on Main in Hesse. You're still listening to us. Maybe you can shed some light on why it says Cluedo, because it makes me seem like Homer Simpson, like Cluedo.
But like I don't know. I feel like board games. They're if we talk about why board games or people like board games, it's more family competition if you think about it. It's not like it's more for friends and family. Like okay, let's be honest with you. There are times where I know people that sometimes they go on dates. They
Mhm.
have board games.
Yeah.
They play board games.
Game night.
Game night. A family reunion. When you have kids and you have and you have nothing to do,
Mhm.
board games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like
They're-
board games are very like. The only reason why it's still going is because it's family friendly
Yeah.
and you can play with friends and stuff like that.
Why then what would you say? Let's go into interview mode now. What would you say then is the big difference or the special allure that a board game has that a video game does not?
It brings family together.
Well, video games do the
It
same
depends.
thing too.
No,
like
nah,
let's say if you're
I'm
playing
saying, okay, this is what I'm saying.
if you're playing
What
like
I'm
Mario Party or you're playing
Okay,
the
if
Wii.
you're playing Mario Party or Mario Kart, then yeah. But most of the time, when we talk about video games, not that many people have that. Like,
yeah, a majority.
majority.
It's always like
It's
a single player or an online kind of thing.
It's like the same thing with think about it like this. Same thing like card games. A lot of people like to play card games at a party. A lot of people like to play poker, blackjack, at parties. Why? It's because it brings fun.
There's a social element.
Social
element to it.
When you're playing video games, yeah, you have that social element, but the difference is like it depends on what game you're playing.
Right.
If you're playing Mario Kart or Mario Party, obviously you're gonna be so competitive. If Smash, you're gonna be so competitive and try your best, and it's gonna be fun. But you're playing like something like, okay, let's say a game that's like
you're playing Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption is probably okay. That's only for mostly be like you. Call of Duty maybe Call of Duty, it depends. But now it's more like you could do it online where you can see people.
It's
like you
not
don't have
like
to see people. You can just play with them online.
There were those days too of playing Halo and playing Call of Duty where you're playing split screen.
Yeah, there was those days. Like I used to play like I said, like I used to play
Mario
Kart.
Borderlands split screen was amazing.
Yeah, Mario Kart. There was games like that. Mario Kart, Mario Party. Pokemon Stadium, where we just play when my cousin Richie used to come over, and we used to just play and together, because that's how it used to be. But now it's more like
it's individual.
It's individual, or it's like you could just see them online.
Yeah,
like you just go online.
But when you're playing a board game, it's like that person's
right there.
Right, exactly. It's right in front of you.
Unless they decide to make it a mobile game, which they really don't. So
they did that also with a lot of these games anyway, but I think that
it's
there's
better when you're right there.
Like I'm rolling the dice, I'm moving the pieces,
and I get to argue with people.
It's like face to face. I think that's one of the.
I think that's why it's so unique about board games. It's just right there. It's a great time with friends or family. Like I said, video games you can do that, but now it's different. Back then when I was a kid, yeah, I used to. If we wanted to play video games, you always have if Nintendo 64, you got four controllers,
players,
4 players right there, boom. But now you can just go online.
It's online, and there's 20 different people that you can you can go and play against. So
turn on my Xbox One, have Xbox Live, and boom, I could just play with anybody.
Of the games that you've mentioned, which probably would you say no one can beat you at?
I think I could get. I'm not gonna say I'm good at every game, because I think a lot of people could beat me in a couple games. I'll say I'm pretty good at checkers. I believe I'm good at checkers, and you want to know how I know I'm good at checkers? It's because I beat this guy over here who's good at chess.
Checkers is all about positioning. And there's a lot of rules also that I played when I used to play checkers that these guys do not play. Like, I forget there's the force eat rule. Like, if you've moved a piece, you have to eat that person.
I don't like that rule.
Yeah, that's a rule, and it's but
no,
nobody likes to play that rule.
You can play it 2 ways. You can play that rule, or you can play where you don't have to.
You don't have. There's no force eat.
Now, when you're playing checkers, like in the mobile, they always do the force rule.
That's the force eat.
I can't stand the force rule because there'll be times
because that's where the strategy is. It's a bait. Like you gotta.
Yeah, it's a bait, but at the same time, you also gotta. What I like about checkers and the same thing with chess, like I said, is you had to really think. Mm-hmm. You could rather bait that person or that person could trick you. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about checkers. And me personally, I'm always the one, if someone tries to bait me, I always try to find a way to get away from that bait. Yeah. But if I have a good opportunity where it gives me two pieces and they only take one piece, then that's the perfect.
Yeah, the 2 for 1, right.
Yeah, that happens a couple of times when people did that to me.
But that's why I like chess better, because in terms of the board, with checkers, you're only working on the diagonals, but when you're playing chess, it's the whole board. So there's a lot more strategy involved when you're playing chess. That's why I think I like chess a little bit better. I love playing checkers. Don't get me wrong. I love playing checkers too, but playing chess, that's really, I think, where it comes about.
I think the difference with me for chess is sometimes when I'm playing chess, I could play it, but then when I'm thinking too much, my head hurts. I got a headache. Because
you have to think of when I move this here, what's gonna happen? What's he thinking about doing? It's anticipation, or sometimes you just let's move, and it's moving. I'm a reactionary chess player. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Let's see what you'll do.
So I'm gonna say something. Now, I saw this in TikTok. So this guy, he was explaining the Uno thing. So apparently, Uno, I don't know if this is true. Uno wants to make a card where you could draw 4, but you could choose anybody you want.
Oh, so you
anybody. And the guy goes, the guy had me dying. Yeah, he was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, he was saying some words he shouldn't have said, bad language, but it was so funny because he was basically saying if I don't, you could basically say, if I don't like you, you draw 4 because I don't like you. He's like, if I'm not doing anything and you just don't like me, you could just say draw 4.
Right.
And I have me dying. Like, I'm like, if Uno do that, if Uno does that, it's a wrap for a lot of people. Like, because like I said, Uno's a very competitive game, and people like to argue a lot.
Because people take it personal. That's the other thing. It's like,
like, oh, you want to take it personal?
Yeah. So
here, take that.
Here's
4.
Draw 4.
So
Eat
like,
it.
I'm just
crazy.
thinking about this. So like, if you and I were playing Uno, and we're playing with a bunch of people, and you got me mad, and I had that card like, hey,
Boom.
PB, boom, take that, draw 4. What? And then you be like, why me? And like, it's personal now.
Actually, maybe we should do an episode like that one of these days, where it's an episode of us actually just playing a game. Like, you know how they do. There's this guy called Angry Joe, and he does tabletop gamings also. Like, so we should do one where we're actually like videotaping ourselves playing a game, like a my play of a.
I don't know. We're probably gonna forget the recording.
Yeah, we kind of. It's all of a sudden it's like our family-friendly license gets completely, or family-friendly style is like, yeah, what do you mean? You got to go to that particular spot. Come on, man. It's like, and also
flip the table.
Flip the table.
When you flip the table, flip the board, everything's just gonna be gone. You'll be like, what just happened?
What just happened? It's like, and then so this concludes our episode of PB and Cashew plays.
And then next thing you know, we'll be like, oh man, we forgot that we're recording.
I think what'd be good is like if we have like one-on-one games, like either chess or checkers, and then we have to do commentary on each side. But that's really hard to do too. Like,
I see that Matt moved the queens. Oh, Fred, he just moved the queen. Wonder where he's gonna do with that. Oh wait, Matt, he just said checkmate. That's gonna be too
much. Have to have like it's like
now if you're doing Uno, for example, Matt just put down a red 1.
Fred put a blue 3.
or how do you want to do it? You want to do it like Morgan Freeman?
Like
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's like, Matthew has put 1 down, and Fred has put a 2 down.
And now they start arguing.
And here is where the trouble started to happen.
Man.
Morgan.
Yeah, board games are. That's why I think board games are just like fun.
Yeah, I think that especially for your younger kids now, there's a lot of board games out there. Disconnect from the internet for a bit, from your Xbox Live, and talk to your folks and like, hey, can we play a game of? If I say Monopoly, it might cause like pandemonium, but
Monopoly takes a while.
But sometimes though, it's still fun to do, especially when you've got that one-to-one interaction. Because I think that's one of the things too that for more modern gaming now, I miss the one-to-one interactions. I think there are some cafes even in the city now where you can actually go. You can go get some coffee, and then you can take a board game from the shelf, and then you play the game while you're having your coffee. I think that's really cool to do because the face-to-face, when you see a person right there in front of you and you're moving physical objects and you're rolling actual dice, you're not just clicking on a button or anything like that. There's a certain realness and a certain special feeling when you do it that way.
Yeah.
You have any final thoughts before we close it out there, Cash?
Just that board games are fun.
Yes, they are.
That's all I gotta say.
That's all you gotta say.
Yes.
No deep thoughts about.
You already gave out the deep thought.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to steal your thunder.
No, it's okay.
Do you
You
have
got that? You got that.
Do you have a deep thought that despite in addition to just being fun, you have another deep thought?
That board games just bring you closer to your family or friends. If you're wondering why they talk about board games, it does bring you closer, even though maybe you might have arguments.
Or drive you. Yeah, that's true. I was about to say, you're right. Like, I was like, no, it doesn't sometimes bring you closer, but I think in the arguments it does.
I mean, think about it. Me and you had some tense games before. I think we used to play Jenga, or not Jenga. I think we one time played a Uno game, or a goldfish game.
Uno. Oh, there is one game that we have not mentioned.
What game?
Mafia.
Oh yeah, Mafia. Mafia's not like, okay, so Mafia I think is more like, it's not like.
There's actually a card game version of it called Werewolf.
Oh really?
And it's exactly like Mafia, but it actually has cards and a better
You
set
really
of
don't
rules.
get mad at Mafia that much. You're just like, okay, I died, and that's it.
No, but then it's sometimes the person, if someone has like beef with somebody, they always pick that person to die. So,
Yeah.
but long and short, get out there, find some good board games, go for some of the classics. Don't go play the online version. Go to your like local bookstore if they even have bookstores, and get like the box. Pay $20 for it, and then go home. Play a game of Risk or game of checkers or game of chess with somebody, and it's probably going to be something that's a lot better and more fun than just a regular online match.
And with that, like PB likes to always say,
We don't know you, but we love you, and there's a God above that does. I'm PB.
and I'm Cashew.
Peace out, PB Cashewville.